Jolt Radio.
What's going on, Miami? How's everybody feeling out there?
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Whoop whoop. Happy Thursday. This is On the Record with East Coast Underground, live at Jolt Radio, because obviously you're listening. Thank you, John. My name's Mo, for those that don't know. And in the studio, as always, we got the East Coast Underground crew. We got Flo, and we got Dexter back there on the couch. And I got my host with me, my co-host, my homies.
Woo, 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 woo.
Mike and Pablo Funk, P-Funk, actually, P-Funk. How y'all boys doing?
Hello, hello.
We are good tonight.
Yeah? You guys having a good week?
Oh yeah, we got the ghouls coming out tonight.
We got ghouls coming out on Saturday, yeah, but I'll put on that loading at the end. So this is On the Record with East Coast Underground on Jolt, and you can catch us here at the third Thursday of every month. And today we have a Miami local, somebody that most of Miami would know if they're following up with what's popping and happening in Miami. And today our special guest is, and I hope I'm saying your last name right because I think I've been saying it wrong for many years. So Lenny Foret is in the studio with us today. So what's up, Lenny? How you doing?
Right, pretty good. How's everyone?
Good. Thank you for coming on. I'm excited to get to know you a little bit more and dig into who you are as an artist, Lenny Foret. And so I'm gonna kick it off. I usually give a little intro to my guest and see if I plugged in on you perfect. I dug, on the internet and did my FBI search on you.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So
CSI.
yeah, CSI. What is it?
It's BSI.
Yeah, Bay Scene Investigations. You know it. So Lenny is a maestro of electronic improvisation, influenced by IDM and electro. Every performance that he performs is a fresh auditory experience. His signature sound is characterized by glitchy undertones paired with deep appreciation for monochromatic and cold aesthetics. His artistry translates into soundscapes reminiscing of mathematical patterns, yet fluid like abstract art. With a career path as a data scientist, Lenny's approach to music is both analytical and explorative. Live coding electronic music is what I hear you promote that as. I got that correct?
That's correct.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So the first time I ever heard you actually or seen you live was with MCR.
Wow.
You came in as a guest, and the first time I saw that, I was like, "Who is this guy?" Your sound, you come up with all these machines, and you're just blowing it out the water, and it was like super underground, something I never heard in a long time. Being in Miami scene and just seeing that, and seeing the progression, and every time that you came back on, it was just like better and better, and I was a fan ever since.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and I wanted to have first question is how did you find your love for electronic music and what inspired you to make the music that you make?
That's a great question. So I actually never really listened to electronic music.
Stand in front of the mic.
Oh.
Stay in front of the mic, sorry. We want to hear you.
Yeah, so I never really listened to electronic music. I grew up playing the guitar from an age of 11, and it wasn't until working at Zumba that one of my coworkers introduced me to this programming language called Tidal Cycles.
Okay.
And he's like, Lenny, you like music and you also like math, and this is kind of both. Like the underlying language is Haskell, which is a functional mathematical programming language. They have some category theory in some of the definitions. You can define monads and kind of a lot of really technical things. So I had heard about Haskell when I was doing my master's thesis, and I dabbled in some of the programming. So I was a little bit familiar, but combining both kind of this math and music, which I grew up doing. My dad had performed in Louisiana, was a guitar player, bassist.
Oh, so you come from a musical background.
Yep.
Great.
And he we had like a home little studio that we would do some recording, have some people over, perform, mess around. So you know, kind of like being able to combine the two worlds for me was really interesting. And so, the music I first made was just like a little bit random. I would try to incorporate still like this guitar element. But as I started growing with this programming, getting more competent and more technical, um, is when I kind of learned to enjoy electronic music. D. Roboter was also a coworker of mine, and I had I didn't know anything about electronic music, and he would give me like pointers on like, hey, check out this guy Aphex Twin, and so
Great introduction.
He stepped you in just right, huh?
Yeah.
so
You see the deep end of the pool, jump there.
yeah, so that's kind of like all I kind of listened to was like Aphex Twin and kind of people that Spotify recommends based off of Aphex Twin, so Square Pusher. But really, I started creating my own studio and started buying a bunch of synthesizers, drum machines to
What
see
kind?
How, all kinds.
Give us some names there.
So my dad, like in early 2000s, bought an Akai 3000.
Nice.
Never used it, but we got it because it was like Roger Lynn, and that was a big name. So I started with Tidal Cycles, programming that drum machine and trying to make it do like weird things or musical things. But that was enjoyable for me. So I would try to do this experiment where I see how many MIDI devices can I control at once and can I make music with it. So kind of in the same philosophy as Aphex Twin with probably
Just experimenting with just the different machines and sounds, right?
machines and sounds.
Yeah.
Right? And how does it get controlled by this language, Tidal Cycles? So
Is it being a data scientist, has that influenced your sound because you understand it on a different quantum level that normal people, normal producers would,
Oh yeah, it has helped a little bit. I think really my understanding of math comes from my experience studying mathematics. I got a scholarship from the AMS and NSF National Science
Congratulations,
Foundation
awesome, really cool.
to study in Russia for the Math in Moscow program.
Oh wow.
1 in 5. So like, I have a pretty good foundation of math and number theory, so that kind of translated over into music. But Haskell really let me explore that because I have kind of a bridge between the two, where I'm doing some mathematics with Haskell, but it's also connected with this layer on top of Haskell that allows me to program music, control MIDI devices.
Wow, that's on a different level there. I think that's the first time that I ever heard about these programs, which is great because now I can go and like do my own little nerd research there and figure it. I mean, I won't ever figure it out, but that's just great. And I've seen your setup in different machines that you do use on your live performances. You do have modulars. I think you have what's the little guy that
Hydrosynth.
those guys, and you also he has the same drum machine as Dillinger that came and what is that little guy called?
You're talking about the Electron.
You have some electrons,
I have
right?
got-
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Got some
I always thought those little guys are cool. So let's talk about your involvement with the label Norage, another label pushing electronic music in South Florida, just like us, East Coast Underground, which is great. So shout out to Richard Verges on that. And you're featured on the release Sentimental Atmosphere with Doris Dana, I hope I'm saying
Yep.
that right, on a track called Thought of Dawn. So how did the project with Deanna came about? How did you guys link to be on this release?
So she was a friend of Zero Botter, and I think she'd come out to one of the synth battles. So I wasn't hosting at that time, but I met her at that event, and She kind of does like ambient stuff, but I mean, I enjoyed listening to her, and I felt like some of my stuff is a little too technical and doesn't have so much atmosphere, so I was missing a little bit of that component. So we kind of played together over at my studio and um, had a great connection. What part of this kind of classically trained musician
Mm-hmm.
piece kind of led me to start programming piano pieces um, and kind of getting involved there. Like I could really apply my number theory and music theory and that kind of sense and develop into a piece with the medium being like a MIDI piano. Um, so that was kind of the basis for that collaboration, where very combining that atmospheric um, texture that she's able to create in space, but I was able to do this kind of piano improvisation.
That's wild. That's
Um,
So the
awesome.
magic happened.
Yeah, so I mean, it was a great outlet for me. Like, that's one side that it's very difficult to express in electronic music because everything's very cut, very clean. The progressions are very simple. It's you know, in electronic music, you have to, your lead melody, your voice is the banger,
Yeah.
and it plays off of that. It plays off the modulation, but not so much on the music theory side. Like, what key are you in? What progression are you?
Well, the track
creating?
is beautifully made. I mean, I've never really listened to her music, and I really now put another name in my head to check her out. I know I've seen her on Synth Battle and whatnot, and seeing that collaboration between you guys, and how you said, it's very expansive, and the atmosphere. And at first, I was like, oh, atmospheric. I was like, great, I need that. And I was like, flow, and I sent it to Flow. I was like, check it out, because definitely that's up our alley, and the piano, MIDI controller thing that you got going on there. And we're very big, and we have releases with piano releases and things like that. So that's cool that you implement your music theory and all your
All my big nerd
it's like
stuff.
super, yeah, like it's different, but you layer it differently, and your textures are definitely heard through in the music, definitely. So do you think that there's something unique about like the underground experimental sound of South Florida? I know you do. You're part of Synth Battle. You've been part of Synth Battle for a while, and even being on that release, and connecting with such an artist like that. How do you see the experimental underground scene in South Florida?
I get to see like all aspects of it: IDM, electro, hip hop, and everything in between. So you name it. I've probably heard it at Synth Battle with a different piece of equipment or several different pieces of equipment. So I mean, it's very good. There's some amazing musicians out there who don't really have an opportunity to record or release.
Yeah, what you do for the
Um,
community is, I mean, that whole thing you guys got going on. I know they gave you the torch after, a couple transitions, but keeping it alive now, especially with Gramps being gone and all of that. We hope to continue and push, and we'll support, Synth Battle as much as we can. And I know a lot of
absolutely
people out
amazing.
there will, that's definitely a key piece, I think, to the underground here in Miami. So thanks for being part of that, and everybody that's performed. I know Pablo's been up there, and I've DJ'd there before. So yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah, you guys are great. I mean, like without your support, it's almost impossible to run. So
Yeah, and to do it on a Tuesday too, that's a kind of like a
it's
gray
brutal.
area night. It's Tuesday.
brutal.
Like who's going out on a Tuesday? But definitely, you guys you kept it going, and it's all about the music, and that's what I love. What you
Yeah,
guys
and
do.
likewise, Synth Battle has helped bring my performance to another level for sure.
And we see that a lot. Like people start off with extremely simple setup, and every additional time they come, they have another piece of gear that they hook up. It gets more expansive, more full, more thought out. They're able to have more tracks. I mean, there's
It's inspirational, to inspire each other.
Yeah, it's gone from a few pieces in a duffel bag to a hard road case, everything pre-wired, custom cut cables, everything's zip tied in there. It's like it's not going nowhere.
and then people get like more robust, faster setups, so they start paring down and picking out the essentials based on what they like. So it's really cool to see that kind of growth and to see them make connections with other people, have do B2Bs, collaborate, do something more.
That's great. Yeah, and I mean, you've done a lot of collaborative tracks. Like, for example, being that we are on the record and this is our show, I would definitely want to talk about your track real quick on Schematic on.
Oh yeah.
On the
Everglades
release that you
Computer
did. Yeah, and well, the track that you made with where is it here? The Humanoid Pandemic.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. I
That
was trying to
track
find
on
it,
Terry
and-
Buder's album. That's great. I played it a few times already. But how did you guys get together to create, develop that track and come together spontaneous in the studio? Did you guys have a ready tune? I know you guys make a lot of music together, jam out a lot live on Twitch and whatnot. So how did that come about?
That was interesting. So, Javi asked me to be on this release that he was doing, kind of like a couple days before, or I guess maybe not a couple days before, but I think I started a couple days before. I procrastinated a little bit, and so like I was scrambling. I came up with like a bunch of different examples that I just wasn't happy with. And then so I started using this AI stemming tool called like Lala AI or something. But
Another nerd thing.
very nice. So I
No,
took one of his
that's
tracks and I was like, you know what? I know I like doing the kind of like the melodic components, and he's pretty good at the percussive. So let me rip out some drums from one of the tracks I like of his and try to do something with it. So I kind of had that as a base layer, and just I think rules of procrastination. Being up late
improvising,
on midnight, I
just making it happen.
got really lucky and came up with like a melody and additional beat that I ripped off from another song and sequenced it with title and did some edits and sent
And you
it
guys
out.
put on a banger, it's like electro minimal, like the melodic percussive part where it does that. I can sing. So that was you. Okay, now I know.
Yeah.
That's great.
Definitely me.
So were you guys aiming to express anything? I know his release. It seemed like it was a concept. Had the art piece and every name of the release had like its own like little
that's true.
story.
So kind of the genius behind those releases is Pedro Martinez, who's kind of a member of this group that we have called Stux Pop, and he's just amazing. He's the one who actually introduced me to Tidal Cycles. He's like, hey, I think you might enjoy this, but and we also play together, but it's kind of this. He's got like a great concept for making concept albums, and this is kind of like a progression of this sort of story where continuing from the Everglades Computer Club saga.
I love that name. I think it's the best name for a crew ever. Everglades Computer Club. Like, what are you talking about?
Straight out of the swamp.
Yeah, but it's just
out of
and
the
then they're
swamp, it's
incorporated.
Miami,
Yeah,
it's not even
definitely.
in the swamp.
You guys really bring in the funky layer. You guys got to perform at the 3 Points open house party last year, so that was awesome to see. And but yeah, sorry, I know I cut you out, but Everglades Computer Club, the best.
Yeah, so the idea behind that project was there's this computer concept called the Basilisk, and it's kind of like an AI overlord that eventually takes over the entire world.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of a thought experiment where this overlord is very vengeful. So like if you
dun dun dun,
if you didn't do something to help the basilisk become the overlord AI, you're a threat to it, say, but you will be punished in eternity. So say if
by
you're
listening to Happy
uploaded-
Hardcore.
No, yeah. If you're uploaded to the Matrix, the and you're alive, right? It's going to punish you indefinitely.
Nice.
So it's kind of a take on that, but at the same time, the basilisk is this space god that the human beings find on a journey, and we return home with
Electro.
with electro.
I love it.
So some of the tracks are like Kingdom of Bass.
Yeah,
and Return of the
yeah,
Space Dog.
great. That's
And-
awesome.
And the best way to describe it is sci-fi electro. You know?
Dope. Right up our alley. I love it. Super underground, super expressive, experimental, and things that, we need here in Florida. And definitely, yeah, for sure. The electro aliens are coming. We're back on the spaceship here. But no, that's great. Thank you, for giving us that little bit tidbits. I love hearing the backstories to tunes and how people get together and the whole concept to it. And obviously, you're just like Eden Gray, another scientist, lunatic, sound manipulator that's in another atmosphere there. And it's great because you can hear it in your music, and you're very, I think, in my opinion, you're a talented gentleman here, and
Thank you.
your music speaks. So
Appreciate it.
thank you so much for being here and giving us some of your stories and your back ends. And you boys got anything to add before we wrap this one up here, so we can get hear some tunes? I'm excited to listen. You said you had some tunes that you're playing tonight that are all yours. So you're playing an original set. That's great. Really can't wait to listen to that. And you boys got anything else before we get the music flowing?
Yeah, you want to tell us about what we're about to hear?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so it's a lot of things I've recorded over the past like 2 or 3 years. Some of it with some friends. I might have something in synth battle, but most of it is just me, either with electronic equipment or just digital or hybrid and modular. So it's kind of a mix, but it's all sequenced and coded
With the bell.
Sorry about that. Yeah, it's like I should have done that. Turn off my phone there. My bad. Well, thanks. Yeah. Well, if you want, step up to the plate there and the ones and twos and get us started. And I know Mike got his little. Mike, make it quick. You got like 3 minutes there, buddy, there to let us know what we got going on East Coast Underground. Because I know Flo's been working hard in the back end. That girl don't stop. She's on the computer like 4 a.m, gets out like at 6 o'clock in the evening, and it's just release after release. And there's always an art piece being. Today I saw her build, I don't know, it was like a little, looked like a keyboard or a monitor. I don't know what it was, some flyer thing. She's designing some crazy shit, guys. You guys just keep following us, and thank you for all supporting. And shout out to those buying us on Discogs,
Yep. So, EC Underground, this is what we got going on this month, and we're glad you're here. Hey, please go visit our website at www.ecunderground.com. It's going to give you the links to everywhere that you can get to us. You can get to our Bandcamp. Please come see it. You're going to get a chance to see all of the releases that we got coming up, as well as you can jump over to our Discogs page where we have all the retail. Retail is going pretty good right now. We're really excited.
Thank you for your support, guys.
Yeah, we have a lot of good electro, ambient, electronica.
Things you can't find anywhere.
Yeah, except for here in the U.S. And we're really, really proud and happy of that. Also, take a look over at our SoundCloud too. There's a lot of times we put stuff up on our SoundCloud. There's actually a mix coming out toward the end of this month that's going to be an EC Underground Mike and Flo special.
Yeah.
That's going to get released on Science Cult Radio. We're really excited about that mix.
Which is on Discogs.
Which is a lot of those tracks that are on there are on Discogs from both out of the retail as well as on Science Cult's retail as well as Bandcamp, EC Underground stuff.
Yeah.
Also, make sure you come over to Instagram, Facebook, add us up. That way you can always stay in touch with not only what's going on with the artist, the releases, stuff that's already coming out.
Shout out to Lanebot.
Sneak previews of stuff that's coming out, all kinds of interesting stuff. And we're really glad that you're here. Keep tuning in. We will be here again next month. It will not be on our regularly scheduled.
Correct.
It's going to be on Monday, November.
Manic Monday.
Yeah, let's see here.
It's November or something there. But yeah, well, thank you, Mike, for giving us that tidbits there. And when is it again?
It'll be Monday, November 24th. We will
Monday,
be here.
November 24th.
And who's the special guest?
Don't tell him yet. Don't tell him yet.
You could do it.
Anyways, well, I'm your girl Mo, and this is On the Record with East Coast Underground on Jolt Radio. Keep Lenny live.
Big love. Peace.
Peace.